So recently, I've been having trouble finding a Voidwalker build to go into one of my loadout slots. And let me tell you, I tried a bunch of stuff. Briarbinds don't provide enough worthy benefits in PvP, nothing manacles just make scatter grenades worse, and I don't even know how that's possible. Bungie, please buff. Astrocyte's Verse was also brought out, but I quickly realized that I suck absolute baboon ass with Blink, so yeah, that's not gonna happen. I paid a visit to dear old ancient grandpop, that is, dim loadouts, and I stumbled across this, you could say, gem of a build I saved. Okay, so jokes aside, the subclass and exotic we will be using today is Voidwalker Warlock with the Stag. For those who don't know, the Stag provides a measly 5% PvP damage resistance for you and your allies while standing in your rift. I'll admit, it sounds kinda dookie. In practice, it plays out a little better since you're also getting healed from your rift, so it kinda evens out. The second benefit from this exotic is reaching critical health will instantly grant 25% rift energy. Now this effect has a cooldown which lasts until you are no longer critical, meaning you can constantly reproc the effect. Essentially, you always have your rift available during a gunfight as long as you are, participating in it. The cherry on top is the added benefit of dropping a rift on death, which can be useful for your allies to get a res or maybe win a gunfight, but my sources say that effect may be currently bugged, so Bungie, get on it. Alright, so why does this work so well with Voidwalker, you may ask? Well, since we are constantly using our rifts with the Stag, we will also be taking advantage of Child of the Old Gods every single time. Now, I don't think it needs to be stated how good Child of the Old Gods is in the Crucible, but sending out a homing Void Soul that deals damage and weakens the enemy is pretty darn good. We pair this with Feed the Void for the occasional Devour proc, which can help you stay in the fight a little longer and provides great kill chaining potential. As for the fragments, I would recommend Echo of Vigilance for the free overshield after winning any fight, Echo of Leeching for a health regen after melee kills, and I will get into it later, but Pocket Singularity is a really good melee. Echo of Expulsion may cause some multi-kills after an ability final blow, and yes, that includes any final blow Child of the Old Gods gets. And finally, the last fragment is a free slot, essentially. You can just choose whatever you need. Echo of Dilation for more stats, or, Echo of Undermining for weakening grenades, but it really comes down to preference. The abilities Voidwalker offers aren't anything to scoff at either. There are plenty of really good grenade options, such as suppressors to cancel supers, axion bolts to tag on extra damage, or scatter grenades just to, deal a boatload of damage if they land on someone. There really are no bad options when it comes to void grenades, so just use what you prefer. I mentioned earlier that Pocket Singularity is a really good melee, and that's mainly because it is very versatile and has a lot of uses. Someone running at you full speed with a shotgun? Boop 'em. Someone hiding behind a corner, recovering health? Boop 'em. Someone gave up next to the edge of the map because they got mollywopped that hard in a trials match? Boop 'em. This melee is just really good, and the fact that it also applies volatile is just another bonus to, deal more damage, get more multi-kills. And needless to say, I'm just a big fan of Pocket Singularity and its general utility. The weapon of choice for this build, to absolutely no one's shock, is Revision 0. I'm honestly kind of surprised that I don't see this pulse very often, so let me give you some facts about it and convince you as to why you should use this exotic. Firstly, as a 4-burst, this thing is a stat monster, having only slightly below average base range than the legendary competition, but it's a pulse rifle, so range hardly matters. It'll compete. Secondly, Revision 0 is one of those win condition exotics, so you build towards a buff or an effect that gives you a pretty substantial advantage to finish off your enemies. In this case, you build towards a sniper form by simply collecting targeting data, which you get by hitting crits, which, you're supposed to be doing anyways. So not only do you have a very consistent pulse rifle to land 2 bursts, which actually have a respectable 0.73 TTK, but you also have a sniper rifle to break stalemates or even turn the tide on your enemy. Now I know what you're gonna say. Why not use no time to explain? And to that I have to say, you know it's faster than a 0.67? A 0.1 sniper headshot, punk. So clearly, those who use no time to explain are the low risk, low reward virgins, while I am the high risk, high reward Chad. But memes aside, technically both exotics are viable in this build, however I just prefer the aggressive frame over the high impact, and honestly I believe that the sniper has a higher skill ceiling that you can reach because it's a fucking sniper. The mod setup in this build is nothing special, just the regular PvP mods. Targeting on the helmet to juice revision 0, arms will have a combination of focusing strike, bolt string detonation, and momentum transfer for even more, rifts and abilities. Unflinching on the chest piece, as always. On your legs you want a holster for whatever shotgun you're using, and then absolution or like surges, I guess. And finally on the bond, you definitely want to have a Reaper mod considering all the rifts you'll be making so you can generate a ton of orbs in a single match. And then as far as gameplay goes, it just involves a whole lot of sitting in your rift and making rifts. So while I know some people may find that boring, I don't care. Last few things to note. Rift placement is very important, and I can't stress enough, please place your rifts behind some cover. I don't know how many times I've seen a warlock place a rift out in the open just to get eviscerated by the enemy team, but please place it next to some cover so you don't get facialed to death by the enemy. Another thing to be aware of is there is an audio cue for the sniper round on revision 0, so when you do hear that, keep it in mind. It sounds pretty similar to the 4 times the charm proc, so I guess don't get those mixed up, but also you can just look on your HUD to see when it's available. Finally, this build is dripped the fuck out. I'm pretty proud of my work here, so you're going to be raining on your enemy's parade both in gameplay and in drip. Hell yeah. There you have it, folks. That is my guide on the Stagnation build. I do hope you enjoyed, and as always, have fun out there. Later.
Finish them.
No, I'll put him
Please.
into my coffin. So
Oh, great.
Spins on this, huh?
dude, what are these guys doing?
Wait, this game?
Wow, my aim sucks.
He's not gonna respond, Giannis. He's gonna be like, "Oh my God, Giannis." You know what he responded with?
What?
A strong start. Fight up.
You're not gonna kill me, bitch. Really? Nothing yet? Okay. Okay. We do have a sniper. Oh. Okay.
Proud of you.
Ain't that right?
Holy crap. I might be in Fortnite. Holy crap, Lewis.
Lewis? It's Lois.
Holy crap, Lois. No! Thank you, teammates. Yeah, can you tell him
I'm gonna tell him to only kill you.
he's on my team? So,
Yeah, I'm gonna tell him to team kill you.
oh.
Like in, Siege.
Oh. Because I'm playing, yeah.
Because you're playing.
Jonas McJizworth. What will I ever poo with you?
What?
Holy shit.
Sorry.
Yee.
Jeez.
I'm bad as Michael Jackson. Bum, bum, bum. It's a holiday. Right? Right? Right?
Yep.
Right? Right?
That's exactly it.
So I thought, little Nick.